Hey, how's it going, everyone? 2022 Specialized S-Works Diverge in a size 54. Retail on this thing is $12,250, weighing in at 18 pounds, 3 ounces. And in kilos, we're right at 8.26 kilos. Stay tuned after the video where you're free to buy sound test on those Revolve CLX Terra wheels right there. I tried making this work with the wind, but the wind is brutal over here right now, so I'm gonna go over the bike. We'll talk about everything, but it's gonna stay like that until I get to the fork of the feature. But the Diverge is more of their endurance bike of what they have in the lineup. They also have another gravel bike they considered in their lineup called the Crux. That's a little bit more of their aggressive race edition bike. But do not be fooled, this bike can be used to compete with. People have used this bike for the Unbound series as well. This bike will be considered more of their long distance gravel riding bike. It has a bunch of features to accommodate that. And the tire clearance as well on this bike, you can fit up to a 700 by 47C on here. So you can go all the way up to a 47C for the maximum width on tires. Also, this bike can accommodate a 27.5 or a 650B wheel up to a 2.1 millimeter tire as well, just in case you want to do a little bit more single track or more aggressive trails. You have that option for that kind of tire base in there. But the main focus of this bike on the Diverge is all up here in the cockpit. So starting off with the handlebar, we have in here the Revolve S-Works Terra handlebar. This is a full carbon fiber bar, a little bit more of a flare out for a little bit better grip and more control while riding gravel. For the shifters and components up here, we have a SRAM 12-speed Axis Grupo, 12 gears in the rear, 1 in the front because there's no front derailleur. Hydraulic braking on here as well with wireless shifting, so you have paddle shifting right here. This makes it harder. This one over here makes it easier. We have an S-Works stem, which is considered their future stem. You'll also find this stem on their Specialized Roubaix as well. This future stem is a little bit more of to accommodate this future shock, which we'll talk about in a second. But it does have this proprietary mounting system for their proprietary Garmin computer accessories, which this bike does come with. The S-Works model does come included with that price point. So you can mount it to the stem so we don't have any clutterness on the bar. It looks very clean. You can put a Garmin, a Wahoo, a Cat Eye. You can also mount a GoPro or a light underneath there as well. The S-Works stem has titanium bolts and it has the S-Works logo right here. That's the main difference. We have this little knob up here, which is to work with the Future Shock 2.0. On these bikes, like the Diverge and the Roubaix, they have what's called a Future Shock 2.0. It is a proprietary system with a shock above the platform of the S-Works Diverge. It gives you about 20 millimeters of travel of suspension right here. So that way when you're riding the bike and you need some of that compliancy while riding, what it's gonna do is actually going to actuate the shock right here. Let's see this open. Like that. But again, that's above the platform, so you're not losing any momentum into a front suspension like you would with a mountain bike. Whenever you pedal, that power would go into the front suspension, which you would then lose some of your power into there. Whereas this is above the bike, so that way the only suspension and comfort you're getting is on your shoulders, your neck, your hands. So it's really going to take away some of that bite or some of that harshness you feel while riding a full rigid gravel bike. So this is a huge thing. I rave about this I rave about this all the time. At first, when it first came out, I thought it was pretty gimmicky, but I've seen more and more people love this technology. It is really nice. You can only find it on the Diverge or the Roubaix by Specialized, but it is a nice feature to have on a bike. So also, if you do get tired of it and you want this bike to be fully rigid, you can go ahead and lock this out with this little lockout switch. So we have that adjustment there. That's only on the Future Shock 2.0. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. That's only on the Future Shock 2.0. But you can get it, they also make a Future Shock 1.5 as well without the lockout situation as well. And the shock is hydraulic as well. The 1.5 is a spring, so keep that in mind. Going down to the fork, we have the Specialized logo here. Also, on this bike, I added all the spacers on here. So this is 5mm, 5mm, 5mm. They have accommodations to go ahead and lower this all the way down if you wanted to slam this, so you can actually run this a lot lower. But as you can see, this is the maximum height you can put on a Diverge. So just to give you guys a reference. We have water bottle mounts here or pannier mounts here. You can equip different water bottles there. There's a bunch of mounting tools here if you wanted to add fenders or whatever you like to do to it. It's a bike meant for backpacking, meant for enduring long distances as well. We have a nice colored paint scheme on here, a nice blue to purple you can see everywhere. It looks really well in the sun. The wheels on here are going to be the Revolve CLX Terra wheel set. They retail for $2,500. We have bladed spokes, ceramic bearings in the hub, Revolve hubs as well. They are tubeless ready. I believe the internal width on these things are 23 or 25 millimeter internal width. I'm not too sure, but they're very light gravel wheels. 33 millimeter depth on the wheels as well. And then for the Tire size they gave on here is a stock Pathfinder Pro 700 by 42C in the Gumwall edition. I know they just released the new Pathfinder S-Work tire. I wish they would have put that on the $12,000 bike, but I think this was, they released that tire midway through the year, so you're still getting the Pathfinder Pro tire. The tires are tubeless ready, the wheels are tubeless ready. This bike is made tubeless as well, so the weight I gave you at the beginning of the video is already tubeless with a bottle of fluid in there as well. This tire is a very nice tire, very smooth on the top of it to be ergonomic for riding road, or you have some aggressive bite marks right there if you ever go on some gravel or some nice hard packed dirt. If you're going on some loose gravel, I would probably recommend changing out these tires, but these tires, they get a lot of good reviews about them, so check them out. For the rotors, you get a SRAM 160mm rotor. This is a SRAM red rotor, and then you also have the SRAM red brake mount caliper there as well. You can see we have other mounting bolts right there as well. And then down on the bottom, we have what looks to be a bash guard, which you can put on that you get with the bike, and another place to put a water bottle holder too. So if you need hydration, you have extra hydration packs right there. Bottom bracket is a threaded BSA bottom bracket on here. So with this bike, you get a SRAM Dub BSA, SRAM Dub threaded bottom bracket. For the crank arms, you are getting a SRAM red crank arm assembly axis. These crank arms are 172.5, and then you have a cork power meter as well to go with this 1x chainring. It's a 42 tooth chainring on here. Again, SRAM red to accommodate that. But the color you can see, you have the blue that goes all the way down. You have the S-Works logo, which is more of like a matte black. So it's a gloss paint job with a matte black on there. We have cable routing holes right here. And then up top here, we also have another mounting point for like a bento box, what you call it, where you can put like nutrition or goos. Different companies sell these. I think Specialized sells their own proprietary one as well, but you do have choices of what you want to put up there as well. With the S-Works on Diverge, you're getting 11R carbon. So this is very similar to the Roubaix. The new Crux, the new Tarmacs are all 12R carbon. The 11R is a little bit more dense, but it's going to be more comfortable, so it can accommodate those longer rides. You have the S-Work bottle cage bolts right here, S-Work bottle cage bolts right here, so you can put 2 bottles right there as well. And then what the Diverge is known for is the SWAT storage in the middle of the down tube. So if you're going to put a pump, a spare tube, whatever you want to put inside here, you have a full massive bin of down tube space where you can go ahead and put whatever you want inside there. Myself, I've gotten a full tube inside there, I've gotten a full pump, and I've gotten tire levers as well inside there, and there's still more room to put stuff inside there. So you do get a nice little room there for storage. That is one of the coolest things about these bikes is the storage for this, because if you're making this bike a backpacking bike, you want as much storage as you can get in here as possible. For the chain is a SRAM XX1 Eagle chain. It's a black chain as well. And then we have the SRAM red, the SRAM Eagle cassette in the back. It is a 1050, I want to say. Is that 1050 or no? Yes, it's a 1050 tooth cassette. 10 tooth being the bottom, 50 tooth being the top. Very lightweight cassette, but you've got a massive gear range there just in case you want to go straight up a damn mountain if you like. This bike does also accommodate a 2x setup, so you can add a braze-on front derailleur if you needed to. And then for the derailleur, it's a mullet setup where you have the road shifters up top, and then you have a mountain bike rear derailleur in the back. This is a SRAM XX1 Eagle rear derailleur, and you have the wireless battery as well to charge this thing and take it on and off. A little bit of a chain slap guard right there. This bike can take mechanical gearing, so if you ever want to do that, you have the front derailleur port there, you have the rear derailleur port there, and it can accommodate that. Same wheel as the rear as the front. You have a Revolt CLX Terra wheel set with a 33mm depth wheel. It is already made tubeless ready, and then the tire you get is the Specialized Pathfinder Pro, the 700 by 42C again with the gumwall edition. If you don't like the gumwall, they also make it in all black, but that will be a purchase you have to make as well. And then with the bike, you get the regular Revolt CLX hub on here, but you can swap this out for I think this is an 18 tooth. You can swap that out to a 54 tooth, a 36 tooth, whatever you like to do, but they are ceramic bearings in there as well. And then for the side of here, we have a 160mm rotor in the rear, which is going to match the front, and with a SRAM red cassette, the SRAM red brake caliper as well. You can see on the back port, we can add fenders right there. We can add fenders to the sides as well. So this bike can fit fenders on here if that's something you choose to do. But I think you might have to go slimmer on the tires. Yeah, you have fender mounting bolts right here too. For the seat post, you have a S-Works Revolt Terra seat post, full carbon fiber, 27.2 seat post. And then you have an S-Works power saddle, carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body. Nice opening right there for blood flow as well. the bike is solid. I mean, the bike is meant for backpacking. The bike is meant to endure long distance riding. You have the Diverge logo right here, and the color is actually beautiful. This is my first time actually seeing the full complete bike of this. I did a 2021 S-Works Diverge frame build for another customer of mine, but this is my first time seeing the 2022 in person. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. This is again the 2022 Specialized S-Works Diverge in a size 54, weighing right in around 18 pounds 3 ounces, and the retail on here is $12,250. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys. Here comes the Revolterra CLX wheel set with a SRAM XX1 driver body on here installed. Here we go. Very nice sound, good engagement for a gravel bike. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.